Hello everyone, I'm back. It's 7:45 exact p.m. So I'm stuffed. And I didn't even eat a whole lot for dinner, but I'm stuffed right now. So I just got done eating and washing, the few little dishes that I used. And before I started to prepare my dinner, I went to go take out the trash. Gang stalking activity. Imagine taking 5 or 10 steps to go to the little, the trash container to throw your trash away. And the motel neighbors, they got gang stalking activity. I mean, it's like I don't even have to plan in advance. Nothing at all. Excuse me. So that's why I feel like this has to be spiritual. You know, hold on just right quick. So, I don't know how long I'm gonna talk, but excuse me. I don't know how long I'm gonna talk, but that's why I say this has to be spiritual. I mean, some people try to say that, like, if they say that they're a targeted individual, but they have atheistic beliefs, they'll make like as if you say this is all spiritual, they'll say that you're crazy. So spiritual, it's spiritual at the root, but technology and stuff like that, it's and instruments. Technology is basically instruments used, torture instruments used to control, torture, and abuse the target. And it's like spiritual in nature, or spiritual at the roots, because they use not only technology, because they use that W word, witchcraft. Witchcraft and technology and New Age. And they have Masonic beliefs, and New Age and occult, occultism and esotericism. OCCULTISM, occultism. They belong to a CULT, occult. So occultism, and they belong to gang stalking Masonic cult. And so they are briefed on how to act towards us or how to treat us. And so I mean, it's people try to refute the idea of gang stalking being spiritual. And a lot of times when you're fighting your enemy, you think you're fighting that person, but it's the spirit behind that person who's perping and abusing you. And excuse me, people say the root of narcissism, it's demonic in nature. Some people say they act like as if they're normal and pathetic, they care. And as I said, once they sell out and become a perp, and then they act narcissistic and controlling, when they didn't use, or if they act like a flying monkey, they didn't used to be like that before. So something, if they're carrying around whatever demons, and they're perping and abusing, gaslighting, manipulating, and stuff like that. If they perping and abusing and gaslighting and manipulating and stuff, and they didn't used to do that before. Excuse me. So people trying to make like as if they were, that you're always born a narc, and that narcs never change. Or they'll make it like as if they're a chameleon, or like as if they're a leopard that never changes its spots. But yeah, it's like a spiritual, fake, perverse rebirth. You know, the perverted version of the Christian version of being born again. And some of them hide behind the Bible and Christianity, and they do all this abuse and perping. But as I said in the previous video, they're so hung up on somebody uttering profanity and cussing people out. You know, I hear about reactive abuse with narcissistic abuse. You hear about reactive abuse. So they may not curse at you. Some will, some won't. But, excuse me, they may not curse at you. But certain things that they do, you know, still abusive towards you. Like controlling and manipulative and abusive and exploitative. And then after that, you know, after they're so abusive and manipulative and stuff, they you know, then if you already had a bad day with everybody, you like targeted or not, I'm pretty sure we've had like wondering, is it a full moon or what's going on? You know, why is everybody acting, everybody's got a bad attitude all day for the day. And you're wondering, it seems like just everything about your day has not, everything about your day has just gone just nothing but wrong. You know, and there was nothing good about whatever day you might have had. I've had way too many days like that where it seems kind of like, it's kind of funny because sometimes I might have a day where I've had like nothing but hell all day. And then one person at the last minute, probably sent by God, to swoop in and come and save the day and maybe give you a gift of something. You know, maybe give you like a present or something like that. So, you know, if they might buy you a new dress, and then you feel like, well, after all the hell you had earlier, well, that person bought you a new dress, even if it's a $5 dress on sale at Ross, and you feel like, well, that pretty much brightened your day, and you realize, well, somebody does care. You know, so yeah, gang stalking, I'm mind boggled. I feel like if you profess to be Christian and you participate in gang stalking, I feel like that's the biggest, the biggest gaslighting, excuse me for saying biggest gaslighting mind fuck. I don't know how else to put it. So, excuse me for constantly clearing my throat. So anyway, with the gang stalking activity that I had, I had already pre-prepared long in advance to, have my trash bag. I just, waited till I was, mentally able and ready. And the very instant I walk out of the door, the neighbor who's always wearing different kinds of red shirts, that's like 3 or 4, no, I think he's 4 doors down. He had, he was on the other side, hanging by the guy that's on the other side of the, that room that's on the other side of the vending machines and laundromat, with a little laundry room area. And so it was him, and it was like another guy with an all red shirt. Instantly, when I walk outside for those few seconds to go take out the trash, it was a blue car that at the very last minute came, and it was a blue, one of those fake ass modified cars. And they had the LED white bright lights that were just so bright, to blind you. And so they came and they drove onto the property, and then they stopped. And I was sitting there kind of waiting for a couple of seconds to see what that blue car was going to do. So it's like, how is it a code? And it's like, this past, no, it wasn't. When was that? It was like probably last week or the week before. I filmed it, but then I threw it away. I think it was last week. Probably last Monday or Tuesday. I ordered those few little groceries from Dollar General. That was like $20 or $25 worth of groceries, under $25 worth of groceries. And the DoorDash guy, he had a black car with a temporary license plate, but he didn't really act like a perp. But it took him kind of long to get my stuff, and also, certain items they didn't have. But he seemed like he was nice and respectful. But then they had this white female who came, like, as he was exiting, she was driving onto the property, and then she looked at me kind of funny, and then I thought she was just gonna go drive onto the property and pass by. But nah, she actually stopped and got out of the vehicle and was kind of giving me mean looks, and then was associating, with a few other people. But they got some people around here that just give me like frightening mean looks and stuff like that for no reason at all. But the quote unquote mental patient lady, ever since I had the issue with the dog, with fleas, I haven't seen her since. And so I had, some few other instances where, I may have filmed and recorded, but I didn't put it up on here, and it was kind of embarrassing. So that's why I didn't put it up here, but I haven't seen her. But then again, I haven't been going out that much, except Friday. I went to run errands and stuff, So, today I had 3 meals. I was hungry and I heard that sometimes being a woman and menstruating and stuff, I'm sorry to tell TMI, but, I didn't realize that sometimes even that might be a factor in you, having like an elevated appetite. If you have like an elevated appetite and stuff, and I was wondering, why am I so hungry? But I was, again today hungry, after a short while, because this morning I had one full bowl of cereal, and a serving size of, 2, but I had 2 heaping tablespoons of peanut butter right off the spoon. And I had, some applesauce. I had cereal, Life cereal and milk. But if that was granola cereal, it could have been like a half a bowl with milk. And, if I would have had some solid fruit or something, then I could have been held over for hours, if it was the organic, natural, granola cereal. But due to my tooth issue, I can't really eat. I'll try again to see, maybe if I can go back to eating granola cereal, because I had to slowly reintroduce, crunchier foods. And, like my tooth, sometimes the abscess would lie dormant or try to go away, and other times it will, lately I've been off and on forgetting that I have the abscess, but sometimes it seems like it will try to come back. But I've been, trying to push myself to brush my teeth with the bentonite clay, and it seems like it helps the abscess stay down, and it takes, like, if I get like a doo-doo, like a poopy kind of, you know, taste in my mouth. Before the abscess and all these years, I haven't had a taste in my mouth that tastes like doo-doo, you know. But the bentonite clay does a pretty good job with, if I brush my teeth and brush my tongue, it will help, you know, take that taste off. And plus that white fungus that, or candida on my mouth, on my tongue, it's more, it seems like it's more powerful and effective than the coconut oil, you know. So, and the bentonite clay also, if the abscess act like as if it wants to try to come back, and so the bentonite clay seems like it helped keep the abscess down, and it helped it keeps the abscess down, and it helps the you know, the pressure. It helps keep away. It will get rid of the pressure, because it seems like I can feel when the abscess is trying to come back, when I feel kind of pain, discomfort, and pressure. But you know, as long as I'm using the bentonite clay to brush my teeth, it feels like such a relief, and so much better than using the coconut oil or using the Himalayan pink salt to brush my teeth with. But you know, I even look back at YouTube videos from like 6 months ago, and I'm like, well, wow, you know, it's like, wow, I wish that my tooth never broke. You know, I wish I never had that abscess. But I've been hearing quite a bit of targeted individuals saying that the perps hit you with direct energy weapons to mess up not just your teeth, but your hair, your physical appearance, and everything like that. And so if they hitting you with the direct energy weapons that make you lose your teeth and stuff, and then they want to make the smear campaign lying and saying that you're a meth head or a druggie. And you know, I don't even know what crystal meth looks like. I can't even describe to you. I don't even know that much of how it causes a person to function or anything like that. But you know, one of the gang stalking smear campaigns is that they, no matter what race the target is, they will lie and say that the target is on meth. That's their favorite smear campaign. But I've damn sure seen some perps that do crystal meth, or I can tell that some of the perps are, I don't even want to call them my perps, you know, I say the perps. You know, some of the perps, you know, they seem like as if, you know, I can tell that they're druggies and Satan, like they're satanic, some of them, you know. But some of them look like ordinary people. Some of them are military vets. They got targets and perps that are military vets. And so, or I heard that it's a common thing for perps to pretend and masquerade as being that favorite thing, a disabled veteran, when they're able-bodied and nothing, like they're a regular person who's like a druggy-looking man who has never been in the military, and you know, wearing a faded red and driving around with a red car or a white car with a disabled veteran license plate, and they're as able-bodied as can be. Nothing disabled about them. So and then another thing is, if you see like a gang stalker that's has like a raggedy whatever color vehicle, and a fresh, like if they have a raggedy vehicle but a fresh, brand new, pretty ass looking, you know, sleek disabled veterans license plate, And then, you hear about targeted individuals saying that the gang stalkers, that they switch up their license plates or they switch up their cars a lot and stuff like that. Or these bastards, they hit me on my temple with the directed energy weapons. They don't want me speaking this. So, but anyway, I'm just rambling on. But see, a distraction like them hitting you with the directed energy weapons, and then, your viewers would think that you just rambling and incoherent and, going off topic. Or you're just talking as if you were schizophrenic that's, talking nonsensical word salad and talking around in circles. But I have several topics in a video like this, and that's why I would entitle it Open Talk, Targeted Individuals, And so this distraction right here, them hitting me in my temple with the directed energy weapons, kind of distract you and then change your focus on what you were actually already talking about. And then if you're doggone sleep deprived, it kind of make things worse. So if the online narcissistic perps want to try to talk about how, Candy got all these long ass videos and can't even stay on topic. So, but if you have an issue, why do you watch? But you're getting paid to do that. You're getting paid to traffic me. Human trafficking. And that's why, it seems like as if they're being driven by demons, because they will not give up. They feel like they have some of some of the perps have told me, at least, telling me, I will not rest until I succeed at getting you locked up and put away in a mental institution or jail or something like that. Or making sure some of them, they try to get gangster and ghetto and make death threats at me. And they're invincible and they're not going to get prosecuted or arrested. And the police a lot of the police, they are narcissistic perps, and I just not mentally ready if I file a complaint and then what they'll do is, get an attitude with me and play. I'm not mentally ready for their psychological games and abuse and gaslighting and manipulating on purpose. The police are successful with pushing your buttons and triggering you and provoking you on purpose to get you to lash out and lose your temper so that they can have a justification or an excuse to taser you. Did y'all see that? I turned the camera and see no sirens until they passed by. And then shortly after they passed by, they stopped. See, I had the light off, and I showed y'all the red lighting. And, right when I was talking about the police and taser, and here they go, see, that's another distraction right there. Well, if I might have to end up, without realizing, going off into another topic, because they distracted me. And so, why would you do that? But anyway, they must let me know that they're listening or that they're watching. I don't have any freedom or privacy. It's like I have to be forced to be like a total slave and trafficked. And the same traffickers don't want me to eat. They don't want me to drive a car. They don't want me independent. They don't want me independent. They don't want me self-sufficient. They want me to feel like helpless and ignorant. so that they can continue to try to control me even more and make it like as if they're my Lord but no Savior. They want to be a Lord but no Savior. And I'm not expecting them to be either a Lord or a Savior of mine. I don't even try to depend on them or kiss their ass. I try to fight against them. And it's a tug of war. It's a battle against their control. So anyway, back to what I was trying to say. The police, if they try to trigger you and try to provoke you and set you up and try to set you off, with like what I said earlier with the narcissistic abuse, and then they say the reactive abuse is like when a narcissistic abuse victim lashes out as a result of feeling so much emotional and mental pressure from the narc antagonizing you. And so then you lash out or react or whatever, and they call that on the victim reactive abuse. And so it might entail, lashing out or cursing them out or something, Or if you might have, like, if you got Asperger's like me or something, you'll end up having like emotional meltdown because of sensory overload and being hypersensitive. And they wouldn't care about your condition. Like if you got Tourette's coupled up with OCD, like I got all the signs. Like it's not uncommon for people who have like Asperger's or autism. If you got Asperger's or autism and you're hypersensitive and you get sensory overload, and I've been rough handled and brutalized and abused and nearly murdered in mental hospitals because they provoked me on purpose to lash out, and then they pump me up with all these drugs and try to smother me and try to break my arm, trying to kill me in a mental hospital, and then they laugh while they're torturing and abusing me in a seclusion room. And then they brainwash the entire, mental hospital unit to have everybody taunt and harass you and bully you and be against you and everything. But anyway, back to the police. That's why I feel like I can't even go to police because, it's like you can't go to the police because, they will try to provoke you on purpose to have so that they can. And the foster family used to do this too, like the foster mother's children. I mean, the foster mom's biological children. And throughout my life, people in society, even in Los Angeles metro area, I've had to deal with abusive narcissistic perps that will deliberately provoke you to hit them. Excuse me. They keep bullying you and antagonize you to provoke you to, it's like they want to try to push your buttons on purpose to try to provoke you to hit them. But then sometimes they will put their hands on you first. Like they will hit you, and then you strike back, and then they will use that as an excuse to beat the dog shit out of you. Excuse my French. That they will, beat the dog shit out of you, and you'll be wondering, like, will they ever stop pounding and beating on me? It seems like it's endless and forever. Like they won't stop pounding and it's like as if it's nonstop. And you don't have anybody else around to help fight them off you, and it seems like an eternal beating. And then they'll make it like you better learn your lesson if they're narcissistic tyrant bullies. And you're not allowed to stand up to them if they started with you first, and grown adults older than you. And so then your nose is bleeding, or you got black eyes, you cry, you call the police. The police come out, they play like they're innocent, and then the police be looking at them and looking at you, and they play innocent and make like you're the crazy one. And then turn around and the police makes threats to have you put in jail. and not them at all, and say that they're all put 100% right and in the position of right and that they're innocent and stuff like that. And so then you have like an emotional meltdown and cry. And the police might threaten to put you in handcuffs or threaten to, like you just been abused. And then you got to deal with more abuse from the police too. More brutality. And this, I ain't the only one who get treated like this. Other people have been victims of this too. And so, you know, that demonic, you know, sociopathic bully perp, you know, or sometimes they'll call after they beat your, like they'll think it makes them feel bigger that after they beat your ass, after they gave you a beat down, or if they make it like you deserve to be beat nice and good. And these are your own black people. They're Masonic, ghetto, narcissistic sociopaths. After they puff themselves up about how, and they know you're disabled, whether it be mentally or physically, you know, they exploit and take advantage of like this piercing, pure hatred for you just because you're seen by society as quote unquote retarded and they don't like you. And they, you know, I've actually had, you know, in Long Beach, California, dealing with an abusive, narcissistic perp, Pamela Driscoll. And then she got married to Victor James, so Pam James. She was a money-hungry, Masonic, ghetto, narcissistic abuser who falsely glorified herself as a woman of God. I mean, I've done a few videos. No, I think I've done a video before talking about my experiences with her and what she did to me. You know, but in 2012, she tried to provoke me to fight her on purpose so she can, I mean, you say you're a woman of God and a Christian, why are you treating me like this? And she saw me off first sight and hated me for no reason and was never nice to me. And you got me living with you, and then she want to throw in my face about how everybody else got to pay $450 to stay here and you pay $425, and that's not fair to them. Well, first of all, I don't do drugs, and y'all put me in this against my will. Y'all put me in this you know, substance abuse housing, substance abuse homeless housing. I wasn't even supposed to be there, you know. But I've heard about money hungry, exploitative, you know, that transitional housing landlords in Los Angeles that would you know, they would exploit and take advantage of your money and your food stamps if you have it too. And some of these regular shelters operate like this, that they'll try to squeeze every, like if you get Social Security and the SSI and you're homeless and you stand in those shelters, they will take every penny of your money. They'll take all your food stamps and everything else. And plus act like a cult and make it like as if you don't have a right to join any other church. And it says in their fake rules and fake contracts that you have to agree to not be part of any other church. That's a cult. That's why I say that they're, you know, exploitative, money-hungry prison scam cults. And it's a lot of times, you know, if you're in a shelter with other people and they're all bullying you and gang up on you and make you feel like you're not safe. And it's always like after they took your money for the month and left you with nothing. And then the day after they take your money, they gang up on you and have you thrown out of the shelter. And then, you know, leave you with nothing to be on the streets with nothing at all. And then you have to go and panhandle and beg and ask for help, ask for money, you know, to eat, to survive, because they took all your food stamps, they took all your whole Social Security check or your SSI check and stuff like that. So you know, they basically you know, as I said, the narcissistic Masonic ghetto perps, if they want to, you know, put their hands on you and be violent and abusive, and even in the foster family I dealt with, you know, if they play innocent once the police get there, And the police forcefully order me to shut up, and I'm not allowed to say not one word in explaining the truth. While they sit and I've dealt with it dealing with going to the court, or dealing with the detective or something like that. Even in a courtroom, if I'm the victim of abuse, and then you know I'm not allowed to say not one. The judge won't allow me to talk, to say not one word, while the offender is allowed to play victim and play innocent and play victim and lie on me. And then he gets let off. And then they're sitting there trying to frighten and intimidate me and threaten me with jail or prison just for talking and trying to explain the truth about what happened. I'm not allowed to say not one word. And the police will threaten to taser you, handcuff you, or threaten to put you in jail or the mental hospital. And the police, if you are a man and you got and they do like the police, it's like the way the foster brother Joseph Paul Modelist Jr. Modeliste is his last name. It's like, here they go. What? The police or the paramedics or something, they're outside again. Hold up. So now they're gone. There's always some police activity around here. Something smells good around here, like somebody's laundry. You hear that? What is going on? This is what I gotta hear all day. So all day I gotta hear the paramedics and sirens. I gotta hear loud music. Let me go back inside, because I might have more stuff to say. So all day, every day, living here, I gotta hear ambulance sirens or loud bass music off and on all day. Being a targeted individual, I would prefer, if I had a choice, I would rather people honk their horns all day rather than blasting loud music, because at least with honking the horns, it's freaking annoying too, but if they honk their horn, at least I can tune that out. I can put in my earbuds and tune out honking the horn, but the loud bass, it's excessive and you gotta feel it. I mean, you're forced to feel the assault of the bass music in the extremely low frequency. And so I get the loud bass passing by me, and certain other targeted individuals, they just get the people honking their horns. And the engine of a loud pickup truck even hurts my ears, like a Dodge Ram or something like that, no matter how new or old. Something like that, would hurt. If it's like a V8, that hurts my ears. A V8 vehicle, it hurts my ears. I like the quiet 4-cylinder or V6 cars and SUVs and stuff like that, But sometimes they can even get a little loud. So, as I get older, my ears have become more hypersensitive. And, I really think they experimented on me, So anyway, excuse me. So I had, today, well, I already told y'all what I ate for breakfast. I just had the one bowl of cereal, one serving of peanut butter, and some applesauce. unsweetened applesauce. And so then, I ate lunch like 2 or 3 hours later. I was hungry again, and so I had for lunch. I had like one serving, of nachos and cheese. I just had tortilla chips and Velveeta, and I had those Filipino banana chips and 2 eggs, regular eggs, not those special kind of weird eggs. But I had, the last of the regular eggs before they would go bad. Because the other packet, I didn't realize I accidentally let the 2 eggs go bad, and I felt bad about that, so I made sure I ate the last of the eggs before they went bad. And so for dinner, almost immediately after lunch, well, I'm glad, no, it wasn't immediately, it was a little while after lunch, after 3 o'clock, I finally went to I took it was like a 2.5 hour nap. And now, the dream or dreams that I had were vivid, but now I don't even remember what I dreamed about. But I do remember it seemed like I don't even believe in that new age called deja vu, but it seems like similar to re-experiencing certain dreams that I've had in the past, kind of with like say you have a certain dream about a certain event or a certain scenery and certain people, and then it seems like as if 6 months later you might experience kind of that same dream again, but like some of the experiences may be tweaked or a little bit different. And then a third time, like maybe another year later or something, you might have kind of that same dream. And then it's like, I think with today, during my nap when I slept and then I may have woken up and then went back to sleep, it seemed like one of those continuation dreams, like as if, like you go to sleep and have a dream and then you wake up, like as if once you wake up, the dream has paused like a video game, and then you go back to sleep and it's like the video game or the movie, like a movie being played out, like pause and then, so then I ate, shortly, like almost immediately after I woke up, I wrote me a short little blog post talking about how, activities that, gang stalkers, that the narcissistic gang stalkers, that they won't allow me to do, that they forbid me to do. And as I said, if I'm supposed to be following Jesus Christ, or if I'm supposed to be following God, the gang stalkers, they work for the devil, and they may appear as self-righteous, but, they aggressively demand that I obey and listen to them and do what they say, and they don't care that they're younger than me. Some of the ones who are younger than me. But even if you're older than me and you're a perp, I have zero respect for you, and I'm not going to be loyal to you. And if you're supposed to follow Jesus Christ, people get mad at you if you listen to a church pastor. And so and a lot of the church pastors these days are misleading people and sending them on a path to hell. So if these anti-God, or anti-Christian gang stalkers, but then some of them pretend to be Christian, but they got all the signs of a perp, but say they love the Lord. But, well, if you love the Lord, but then, it's like you hate me and I haven't done you anything, and we're sitting here in church. And it's a very hard thing to, I'm working on the idea of, to love your enemies and forgive your enemies. I guess that includes narcissistic abusers and perps too. But then they'll think that you have a sick sexual obsession with them. If they treat you mean and they hate you, and if you say, well, I haven't said it, but if you say, I still love you anyway, God bless you, and then they'll make like you're the sick, obsessed, gay weirdo who sexually wants them, or like say if they're the same gender, or but if they're a different gender, they might be like, well, I'm a married man. Why are you telling me you love me? Well, if you're a married man, why are you meddling in my business, perping me? I'm a single woman. Tend to your own family. So but I don't go around telling everybody I love you or nothing like that. But I'm just using that as an example. But I realized I am so far gone. Like, I hope God, I'm trying to fight to get closer to God and realize all my sins and all my stains. I know I gotta work on my potty mouth. I know I need to work on improving my potty mouth. But, a narcissistic abuser, they will shun me or condemn me about cursing just so that they can feel more powerful over me and think that they got more power and control over me. And then, they can make it like they're calling you out on hypocrisy, but they have a license to be a hypocrite. So, there was a point in time when the online perps would say stuff like, get rid of that Christianity, your religion is not working. And then try to coerce and bully me and trying to force me and bully me to deny Jesus Christ and sell out. But it seems like some people who have sold out and became perps, it's okay for them to still talk about the Lord and quote Bible scriptures. But I'm forbidden to post quote any Bible scriptures or anything like that. And yeah, I gotta go and put that as number 13 because I already have 12. But I'm, still thinking of more activities that the gang stalkers have a problem with me doing. I was gonna write 10, but then I ended up I gotta write more than 10 of list of things of what they have an issue or a problem with me doing, or they dictate that I'm not allowed to do this or do that. And now it seems like as if my blog, is starting to a little bit slowly but surely come up on, the Google search results and stuff like that. But it seems like even then, it's like the ones that's on the Google search results is whatever to make me out to look extremely insane. Like they put that at the top or at the forefront. If they manipulated the Google search results for my blog to put it at the top or the forefront to make it like as if, as if they want to give fake evidence that Candy talks crazy. And it's like I'm telling straight up truth. Oh, but they want me to be embarrassed. They try to get me to feel embarrassed by my own blog posts or my own YouTube videos. Whatever's to make me look crazy. And even if you Google search Candy Grandpre, people want to try to say Candy's a negative person, and y'all some narcissistic sellout perps calling me negative. But I try to experience joy and happiness, and you persecute and abuse me for that. So then, if they say, well, Candy's negative, she's always complaining, well, you block me from doing whatever makes me happy and experiencing any joy in life. And so, anything, like before I started being vocal and outspoken about, the gang stalking, there was only one or two Google search results, and I was wondering why do they put that at the forefront for years to make me out to sound crazy and nonsensical. And so now it's like when you Google or YouTube search about me, Google or YouTube search Candy Grandpre, all the smear campaign videos, all the smear campaign blog posts, and everything just negative is, you know, so I mean, I bet you any future employers that would do background checks on me, and if they see, posts about me talking about gang stalking, they would probably laugh, ignorantly laugh, and point at their phone or point at the computers and laugh at, but it's like all those negative negative Google searches about me. If employers use Google to search you and do a background check, it's like all the parameters are set to make sure that if they do background checks, they'll make sure I can never get a job because what the online perps have smear campaigned me about. And making it like as if I'm the one with the bad character. And even, I'm going to say it again, Stephon Adams. I'm not the only perp who he's talked about. He's attacked other targets as well. And so I mean, they make sure they put that on the first page. And the perps, the only people who think about me are, the obsessed perps. I think it's the perps who are trying to who are trying to fight tooth and nail so that they can be my handler. I think that they're the I think that I'm the only one. I mean, they're the only ones who think about me. Nobody else is really be worried about me like that, But before I go, I know I talked an hour. You don't have to listen to this if you don't want to, But thank you if you did listen. But I know I need to straighten myself up and better myself as a Christian, and I just keep failing. And I wish I can be one of those people who's always smiling and easygoing and have like a better temperament and wasn't so easily triggered and stuff like that. But maybe those happy-go-lucky people, they probably never really been traumatized. I wish I could be happy-go-lucky. And but Jesus Christ himself even had his angry moments. But before I go, I wanted to say that, have y'all ever gotten these spam bots? These spam bots lately have been like Spanish language spam bots that I've been getting. So, and then you can't even press the translate button sometimes, but they're like some Spanish language spam bots. That's that I get, and other people too. They've been getting like Spanish language spam bots and stuff like that on YouTube. And that's one thing I kept forgetting to talk about for like a whole week. So I'm glad I finally remembered to mention it in this video. So, that's all I got to say for tonight and for now. And I'm gonna I need to pray. And I just I also gonna listen to some Bible scriptures. But I'm thankful and glad that I was able to finally, get me a nap. Because yesterday my body and my mind was feeling uncomfortable and feeling tortured. Like I couldn't even live inside of my body. My body and my mind just didn't feel right. And I felt like restless and uncomfortable. So, I finally feeling better. that I can finally, I finally, got me some sleep last night. I got me, you know, some sleep last night, and then was able to get a nap today, and I'm hoping and praying to get to sleep good tonight. And so I wish I can go and live my life. I feel like it's not good to stay in here all day. Like, I want to be able to go and take walks and exercise and stuff like that. And I'm worrying about my health with that too. Some people say the hell with the gang stalkers and go live your life, but they won't let me. So, I'll see y'all tomorrow. If nothing happens else tonight, then I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I love y'all, and bye.